Who cares? Miami firefighter under investigation for comments about slain detective. The comments were allegedly made by a firefighter in a group chat on WhatsApp following the death of Detective Cesar Echeverry, rest in peace, who was shot in the head during a confrontation with an armed robbery suspect Monday night. This was originally published for NBC6 on August 18th, 2022. I wanted to cover this story because it's not the usual story I cover on my channel, but it does relate to a lot of things. Police interactions with civilians, the deaths of police, and also, leftist ideas in terms of relating or understanding the idea of what police are supposed to do in society and how we can have a better and safer society for all civilians, all citizens in America. I also find this story funny because I just always get excited or intrigued when I hear about people who work in the, let's say, public sector, who have leftist sentiments or at least some leftist idea. I don't know if they come to that conclusion because, as we can see, some of the populist elements in America have a leftist critique, but then they come to a right-wing conclusion. For example, there's too much wealth inequality in America, right? There's too many people who are getting poorer while the rich are getting richer. And the conclusion they reach is it's because of illegal immigrants. And we need to kick out all the illegal immigrants, or we need to make America great again, right? So I wanted to read this story because this firefighter has an interesting opinion. I do not condone the killing of police. I want all civilians to be safe. The police are working class people, just like all people in the United States who have a job, go to work 9 to 5, come back home. But let's read this story. So, a Miami firefighter is under investigation for vulgar comments he allegedly made while referring to a Miami-Dade police detective who was killed in the line of duty this week. The comments were allegedly made by firefighter Kevin Newcomb in a group chat on WhatsApp following the death of Detective Cesar Echeverry, who was shot in the head during a confrontation with an armed robbery suspect Monday night. Detective Cesar would be alive in most other countries because they don't allow civilians to get guns. They don't allow people to, if they want to commit crime, have easy access to weapons. And we will continue to see more police getting killed, more civilians getting killed, more mass shootings if we continue to have this gun culture in America. Some stupid people in my comments always say the criminals don't care about gun laws. You're right. They don't care about gun laws. They care about committing a crime. But in other countries, they have criminals as well. In other countries, they have people who want to rob banks, shoot other people, murder each other, steal from each other, right? They do not have the ability to commit the level of heinous atrocities and crimes that they do in other countries because guns do not permeate all over those countries. Do we hear about police getting killed so often in Canada, in Germany, in France, in Spain, in Italy, in the United Kingdom? No, we don't. If you want to compare the United States to a third world nation where police are having shootouts with cartel bosses and all other sorts of stuff, go ahead, fine. But then also admit the United States is a third world nation. Say that in the same sentence. Anyway, no police should get shot. Nobody should get killed. Blue lives matter. All lives matter. Black lives matter. I'm going to continue pissing off the entire world with that. Anyway, the firefighter said, "Who cares? Another dead cop, probably against gun control." The message read, in part, "Cops exist for the government to exercise its monopoly on violence." Oh, shit. Oh shit, we got a firefighter reading Marx. We got a firefighter, a socialist firefighter. Oh my god. They want the whole world to stop when one of theirs goes down. Yo, what a wild comment. What a wild comment. Like, even for me as somebody, on the very, very far left, I would not say something like this. That's wild. That's really wild. But it's understandable because there is an argument to be made that all police exist just to protect private property. The police don't really exist to protect civilians. They exist to protect private property. And, it's a actual critique, and you can actually make a good argument. Let's break this sentence down. Who cares? Another dead cop, probably against gun control. So the cop was killed by a person who was trying to commit an armed robbery. So they say, right? Allegedly. So he was killed by somebody. And yes, it is probably safe to assume that most police are on the right and they are probably against gun control. We see that, in almost after every mass shooting that happens, the police never come out and say that we need to get the semi-automatic rifles off the street, that we need to limit the ability of certain civilians to buy firearms. They never say that usually, and I believe the police, like the police union, has been always supporting the Republican Party and the right wing. Anybody who is trying to have sensible gun control in America never gets support from the majority of police, or at least their organizations that represent police. So there is an argument to be made there. Cops exist for the government to exercise its monopoly on violence. Like I said, there is an actual argument you can make that the state only has protective services, right? Police, the army, etc., just to protect the interest of those who have power, the means of production, money, capital. There is an argument to be made there. They want the whole world to stop when one of theirs goes down. If we break down this sentence, there is an argument to be made there as well. That whenever we hear about an unarmed civilian getting shot by police, it is a national tragedy, but it also becomes polarized and divisive. You have some Americans, some citizens who say, maybe they deserved it. Why didn't they comply? We need to get more information. The grand jury didn't indict the cop, so the cop must be innocent. All this sorts of stuff. But whenever a police officer is killed, it's almost universal. It's almost universal, and anybody who says otherwise is considered a heretic or a bad American or a bad person if you say anything about a police officer who was killed in the line of duty. Now, yes, that also comes from the sentiment that they were just doing their job and they died doing a job that can be dangerous. Police do not have the most dangerous job in America, but they do have a job where they do encounter danger, probably more than me, right? I'm an online English teacher. I don't encounter danger, right? But a police officer is more likely than me to get shot at or shot or stabbed or something like that, right? But they do not have the most dangerous job in America. Anyway, they want the whole world to stop when one of theirs goes down. What an interesting critique. What a crazy thing to text as a firefighter, but also what a crazy thing to think if you decided to work as a firefighter, which is interesting. I just find this whole story interesting. The firefighter also mentioned the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, and police officers who died from COVID-19. How many idiots I had to transport with honor guard their dead bodies from coronavirus because they were all too stupid to wear masks or get vaccinated. The message read, all cops are for is protecting the rich property owners and the status quo. Everything else is a farce. Fuck the police. God damn, this nigga was gangster. God damn. I do not agree with any of that shit. I do not agree, but I really love it when I hear somebody in the public sector have a leftist critique, because it lets me know, and it gives me some hope that the ideas from the left, the ideas critical of capital, the status quo, our society as it is, does permeate and does resonate into people and sectors and to minds that you would never imagine, which is a good thing. And that gives me hope to continue to advocate for the type of change I want in America, because I want all civilians, all American citizens to be able to live safely and comfortably in our country, right? But let's break this sentence down. How many idiots I had to transport with honor guard their dead bodies from coronavirus because they were all too stupid to wear masks or get vaccinated. As a frontline worker in the health industry, in the health sector, because he's a firefighter, so presumably he works for the public. In the health sector, he probably saw many, many people die of COVID, not because, they tried to protect themselves, but because of the opposite. They didn't wear their masks. They didn't want to get vaccinated. They believed Trump and all the other stupid people on the right who told them that COVID was fake. Then when COVID was real, they said, it doesn't kill that many people. It's not that dangerous. And then when it starts killing a lot of people, they start saying crazy stuff and conspiracies like it's a Chinese, weapon of bioterrorism and all this other stuff. A lot of those people, unfortunately, who believe that are also in the police force. Unfortunately, they're also on the right. I would assume, like I said earlier, that the majority of police officers are on the right, and they are susceptible to the lies that are told by the leaders of the right, who tell them and continue to tell them that COVID is nothing to worry about. Don't get vaccinated and all this other stuff, which is stupid. Please get vaccinated. Please wear your mask. Please wash your hands. Please socially distance. All that sort of stuff. COVID is very real. It's still mutating, and now we got other sorts of plagues that are harming the public. But people, please take COVID seriously. So yes, as somebody who had the experience of dealing with that and seeing that, he probably has a very negative opinion of people who are supposed to be public safety professionals not taking public health concerns seriously, right? All cops are for is protecting the rich property owners and the status quo. That's so gangster. Oh my God, it's so. I just love it. I don't. You know, I have not made up my mind about this, about whether police are for protecting capital or property, because I think there is an argument to say that the state does have an interest in protecting civilians, even when there's no, even when those civilians are, not capital owners, right? If they're not capitalist in the truest sense, or rich property owners, right? Like, for example, if a cop were to drive by and see somebody pointing a gun at a woman holding a baby, I'm pretty sure the cop would, try to stop that situation, right? And there's no money in play there. But, if we start saying we want to storm the offices of Facebook and Google and seize the means of production, the police are definitely showing up and smacking everybody outside the head with batons and stuff. But I don't know. That's something to dive deeper in. But it's a very, very leftist critique. Everything else is a farce. Ooh, fuck the police. God damn. Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young firefighter got it mad because he down. Oh God. So I'll continue reading. In a statement Thursday, Miami Fire Chief Joseph Zalraban said the department is aware of the message and the firefighter has been relieved of duty pending an investigation. We have been made aware of a message that has been circulating regarding a written statement posted by one of our members. Zalraban's statement read, "At this time, we are conducting an investigation into the statements that were made, and the individual has been relieved of duty pending the outcome of the investigation." I'll just say right now, this firefighter, this public servant, got caught saying something crazy, right? What should happen to him is what happens to all the other police officers who get caught on Facebook, in private text messages, in WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups, who get caught, all those police officers who get caught saying racist stuff, like calling suspects niggers, or saying that, Spics and Beaners are invading the country and posting racist memes of Obama looking like a monkey, and all these people who post wild Trump conspiracy theories about Hillary eating the hearts of dead babies. All of those people and this guy should get the same punishment. Nothing. Every time we hear about police getting caught saying wild racist stuff about people they're supposed to serve and protect, nothing happens to them. Not fired, not relieved of duty, maybe suspended, maybe moved to the desk job, maybe they quit their jobs, retire, get their pensions, maybe they quit and move to another city and to another police department so they can continue their racist policing. All of those people, unless they're caught on camera saying fuck niggers and all this stuff, they should get the same, this guy should get the same treatment as them. Nothing. Because unless we're going to start treating people with those types of views the same as this guy who has a interesting far left critique of the police, then nobody should be punished, right? Because it's not fair. Anyway, Zahraban added that the department doesn't share the views and beliefs in the message and that they don't reflect the department's values. As public safety professionals, police officers and firefighters depend on one another to ensure our mutual safety. It is the foundation of our working relationship and the source of our respect for one another, his statement read. We continue to stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in law enforcement alongside the Echeverry family and the entire Miami-Dade Police Department during this difficult time. Once again, I have to mention, I used to live in Miami, never had any issues with police. I do remember a big controversy one time when one of the police officers was caught as a porn star. This woman, she was a porn star, and this is a sidetrack story. I'm sidetracking here, going off on a tangent a bit. But I remember this woman, she was a porn star, and I was living in an apartment in downtown and Overtown in Miami, and my next door neighbor had an overdose. This young girl, I think she was about 23, 22, whatever. She had an overdose, and the police came, and they were, asking questions and stuff like that. And I remember this fine ass police officer was waiting there outside, and I was standing outside, and I said, "What's up?" I was trying to speak to me, and she's like, "Hey," and I was like, "Okay, all right." And yeah, man. Then I found out later that was the girl who was the porn star, and I was like, "Okay, all right, she was bad." But anyway, that's a side tangent. But the Miami-Dade Police Department has had a long history of like abusing black men, beating up black men, killing unarmed civilians, especially black men. They're kind of, I think they were under federal, like the Justice Department was monitoring the Miami-Dade Police Department for some time. So, yeah, they're an interesting bunch down there in Miami. Interesting bunch. Anyway, the president of the Miami Association of Firefighters said in a statement that they stand in solidarity and in mourning with our brothers and sisters in blue. What we do want to make clear is that our firefighters and our fire department fully support our police, Alexander Cardenas said. As City of Miami firefighters, we work alongside hardworking police officers every day to keep our city safe and greatly respect their work and sacrifice. Multiple sources told NBC6 that others in the chat filed a complaint against the firefighter. Oh, well, wow. So where's this blue wall? Where's this red wall? Whenever the police kill somebody or whenever the police are caught doing something bad, nobody can come out and speak up or make a complaint or talk about how that officer did something bad. But when this firefighter says one thing about, the police and gives a critique of police as a whole in a very crass and rude way, which I don't agree with, now all the other officers and firefighters are piling on him. Wow. So when y'all were beating up people and shooting people and stuff like that, none of the police can say anything. When the police, I'm sure there are police officers who hear racist things every day from other police officers, never file a complaint. But when they hear about this firefighter texting some crazy stuff that came straight from like Vosh's mouth or something like that, or Hassan's mouth, oh, now they all want to pile on him. Okay. All right, that's hypocritical. The comments have already garnered outrage from law enforcement in the community, including Tommy Reyes, the president of the Miami Police Officers Union. These comments are disgusting and lead me to worry for the safety of our members, fearing that this firefighter may not assist one of our members the way he should, Reyes said in a letter. I have forwarded the information to Internal Affairs and the Chief of Police. So Reyes, the president of Miami Police Officers, I want to ask Mr. Reyes, have you ever heard any other officer say any other stuff that would be xenophobic, bigoted, racist, discriminatory? Because if you have, did you report those officers? Did you fear that those officers would not be able to treat civilians when they're out in public the way they should? Because it's safe to assume that if you're a racist cop, that most likely if you see me on the side of the road dying or something like that, you might not help me as if I was white or something like that. I don't know. I just feel like these police should be holding everybody accountable. If you are a public servant, especially a police officer, one of the few people that we allow to walk around with weapons of deadly force in our society, and we all agree it's okay, you should be hyper vigilant against people who have disgusting views. If you hear about people who are, Proud Boys, Nazis, alt-right supporters, stuff like that, you should call them out the same way you would if you found out your guy is a militant, anarchist, socialist, revolutionary in disguise in a firefighter uniform. Anyway, I requested that an investigation be opened on the person, and for the safety of our members, he be removed from duty pending the investigation. I want to remind our members that this person's statement does not reflect the feelings of all our fire department brothers and sisters. Where is this energy all the other times? Where is this energy for racist police? I don't know. Anyway, I just want to say rest in peace, Caesar Echeverry. You should be able to go home and be with your family. You should be able to continue doing the job you love. You should be able to continue to serve the community as you see fit. But I want to say that once again, we have another person, not a cop, not a United States citizen. We have a person who lost their life to a gun culture in America that says the Second Amendment right is worth more than how many children die in schools, old people die in churches, people die at supermarkets, and how many police officers get killed. The Second Amendment, the right for me as an American to have a gun, is more important than all the lives that are lost every year, every day, every minute to gun violence. It's sick. It's disgusting. It needs to change. Abolish the Second Amendment. Um, that's all I'll say. Blue lives matter. Blue lives matter. All lives matter. Black lives matter. My name is Simon Hill. Thank you for watching.